I'm an HR process expert in my organization. With SAP Signavio, I can check all low-maturity processes that are part of our Hire to Retire initiative. I see immediately that there are issues with employee experience, candidate experience, and our cycle time. This data comes directly and live from SAP Signavio Process Intelligence, and I can understand every step of this process and how it's performing. At first glance, I see that the problems occur when candidate data is entered. I can tell from the icon that this task is done manually, opposed to automated tasks, like here or here. When I scroll down, I see that the process maturity is at only 25% and the automation rate is at only 30%. There definitely is room for improvement here. This is where SAP Signavio Process Governance comes into play. We've built a form, configurable based on any organization's needs, which assesses whether a process is eligible for automation. In my case, the investment stream is innovation, and the process candidate is Hire to Retire. Directly, I am shown the recruitment process with issues that I have shown earlier. Next, I need to fill out the automation criteria. The trigger of my request is urgent, since this process is part of HR. I don't know if this process has existing bots, but I know that the integration complexity is medium, since there are certain IT systems involved in this process. The human interaction rate is high. The information I entered resulted in an eligibility score of 90%. This score is calculated by a decision management notation model in the background, connecting SAP Signavio Process Governance with the rest of the SAP Signavio Process Transformation Suite. Finally, I execute the assessment and a notification is sent to my colleague in the automation office. This notification informs that the system detected that this process is 90% eligible for automation, though it does not specify if the whole process or just a part of it is meant. My colleague will then start investigating that process and decide what needs to be automated and how to achieve that. I'll now take on the role of that colleague in the automation office and show you how to improve applicant data handling with two products from the SAP Build low-code no-code portfolio, SAP Build Process Automation and SAP Build Apps. This process improvement will give candidates at an on-site job fair the opportunity to apply while still being at the booth. With an app built in SAP Build Apps, applicants can screen for open job positions, select the ones relevant to them, and apply directly by scanning their job fair badge with the camera of their phones. The app consolidates all applicant requests in one place. The data is then validated in a streamlined and simple format using SAP Build Process Automation before finally being posted to the SAP SuccessFactors system. I'll show you how this process was built. I started in SAP Build Apps, a low-code no-code tool for mobile and desktop app development. I have already pre-created a few pages here. This is the application screen, which the candidate at the job fair will use to submit his or her data, either by taking a picture or by manually filling it out. SAP Build Apps drag-and-drop functionality makes it easy to define and declare the different fields the candidate will interact with. To add an item, I drag and drop an input field in this case onto my canvas and define the label in its properties. We also give the candidate the opportunity to browse through all open job positions so that he or she can choose the ones that they would like to be considered for. Of course, there's also logic behind this app, and I can create all the data connections directly in SAP Build Apps. In this example, records from SAP SuccessFactors are pulled in. Let me now show you how we build the back-end part of this process with SAP Build Process Automation, which is triggered when an applicant submits a picture of their badge. This flow extracts the data from the badge, this data is then validated, and the application is posted to the SAP SuccessFactors system. Using our document processing engine, we created a bot that extracts the applicant's data from the picture. Then the quality of the photo is detected. If the quality is sufficient, the candidate is created in the system through an API. If not, an additional approval step by an HR professional is required who will validate the data. Such an approval form can be built easily by dragging and dropping layout elements and input fields onto the canvas and then customizing them. Now that we have improved applicant data handling at job fairs, I'll show you another area of potential improvement and optimization, the process of distributing offer letters in SAP SuccessFactors. Currently, this process is manual and repetitive, as employees of the HR department need to generate these offer letter packages manually. We created a bot that automates this process. Using APIs, the bot finds the applicants who are in the right status to receive an offer letter. With this information, the bot can navigate to the application page via the user interface. From there, it generates each offer letter package and sends it to each applicant, one by one. Let's take Anna Thomas as an example. The bot extracts her data from the SAP SuccessFactors system, generates a customized email from a template, and sends the offer letter to her automatically. Great, we've improved 2 HR processes significantly. I'll take on the role of the HR process expert again, reviewing and validating the outcomes with SAP Signavio. After the colleagues from the automation office used SAP Build process automation to automate manual steps in our recruitment process, we want to reflect that in our documented business process with the SAP Signavio Process Manager. I created a new revision of this process after the automation and monitored it for a while. I'm happy with its performance and would like to share it with the whole organization so that it can be used in the internal and external audit cycle. I need approval from the Center of Excellence and the process owner to be able to do this. SAP Signavio Process Governance automates the whole approval cycle and is also seamlessly integrated with the SAP Signavio Process Transformation Suite. Since this is an HR process, I will use the approval workflow for HR processes to start an approval case. The Center of Excellence will automatically receive a notification with a task, which they can also review in the SAP Signavio Process Collaboration Hub. They click on this task and see that a revision of the recruitment process requires their approval. Before they give their approval, they check what has been changed in the process. The color of the icons changed from red to green, indicating that the employee's experience and process cycle time have increased. The former manual tasks are now automated with SAP Build process automation. The maturity rate and automation rate have increased as well. Everything looks good. They are happy with the improvements and give their approval. Next, the approval of the process owner is required. They, again, check the improvements and go ahead and approve. After all required approvals are given, the process is published automatically to the SAP Signavio Process Collaboration Hub and can be used in the internal and external audit cycle. Of course, as many approval steps as needed can be added to this process. SAP Signavio Process Governance lies behind the approval cycle, a tool to automate process governance-related workflows. You can add approval steps to this process, automatically update the process status, and create the approval forms. You can add new fields with drag and drop, in this case a yes or no question, which can be customized to your needs. The fields will then be shown in the approval task notification. I can see in the SAP Signavio Process Manager that the process revision has been approved. It has been shared in the SAP Signavio Process Collaboration Hub, can be used by the whole organization, and will significantly improve the work experience and efficiency of our HR colleagues. Thanks for watching.